3 reasons why your acrylic brush is a mess.
Struggling? Then you're probably making one of these mistakes. Does your brush look like this, or this? A bad brush makes acrylic application harder. And if you ruin your brush, that's money down the drain. But don't worry, before you throw away your whole nail dreams, I'm breaking down the key mistakes to avoid. I'm not gonna hold you, but Ms. T says one thing she sees beginners struggle with is keeping their acrylic nail brushes clean and keeping it from turning into a big mess. Are you struggling with a busted acrylic brush? If it's clumping, fraying, or just not working right, you're probably making one or more of these mistakes. 3 reasons why your nail brush is a mess. In this video, I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why your nail brush is a mess. But if you stay all the way until the end, you'll understand there is more. And if you really get this, your brush will become your wand. You have to think of your brush as an extension of your hand. Let's start with something simple. Are you using a brush that's too big? Understanding the size and type of brush you're using will tell you how much liquid that brush is going to hold. That affects how big, how wet, or how dry your bead turns out. Comment below if you want a breakdown of brush sizes and which ones work best for different techniques. Not all brushes are built the same. Fun fact, the best brushes are made from Kolinsky hair, which comes from the tail of a little weasel found in colder parts of Asia. This hair holds liquid incredibly well, which gives you the control you need for clean, smooth acrylic application. Sable brushes are similar, but a little softer. And synthetic brushes, they can work, but they don't hold liquid the same, and they won't last as long. And you'll find that Sable Kolinsky brushes are more expensive than a synthetic mix. Now, let's talk about where your liquid is sitting. Most beginners use too much liquid in the dish. If you're dipping in and out without wiping properly, that extra product starts to go back into the liquid. It settles at the bottom and starts to cure. You may not see it right away, but it's thickening the monomer and throwing your ratio off. And if your brush is too big for your dish, you'll end up pressing down at the wrong angle. That kind of pressure on the tip of the brush busts it open. Now your bristles are flared and holding product you can't get out. Here's a simple switch that'll make a big difference. Use a dish that fits your brush size and refill it as needed. A small squirt bottle works great for that. Bead consistency? That's your foundation. If your beads are too wet, you won't be able to pat it down. You're basically painting. Too dry, and you're pressing too hard, opening up the bristles and damaging your brush. Both are going to clog it, especially if you're not wiping correctly. Understanding acrylic liquid to powder ratio is critical in saving your brush. Want a full video on how to master your liquid to powder ratio? Comment ratio ready below. The way you hold your brush changes everything. If you're holding it straight up at 90 degrees when you're picking up your bead is at the tip of the brush, and that's going to alter the way you pick up your bead for release. You'll have the urge to shake it or swipe it instead of placing it down clean off of your brush how it should. You want to hold it at a 45-degree angle so the product hits the sweet spot. That helps the bead form properly and drop off clean when it's time to place it. Now that the bead is placed, let's talk about how you work it. Again, holding the brush at the proper angle while you pat and swipe matters. You've got to know when to pat and when to swipe. If you're patting the bead at the very tip of the brush, you're poking the acrylic and bending the bristles. If you're patting too close to the belly, product pushes straight into the belly of your brush. And if you're not wiping every time, it stays there. This is critical. Want a full breakdown on when to pat and when to swipe? Drop a comment below and say slay if you want a video on how to slay the way you lay acrylic. And how you wipe is just as important. If you're doing it all wild and rough, lifting and scrubbing, you're damaging the brush. Keep it flat and wipe back and forth, wiping both sides with control. And for Christ's sake, please stop wiping your brush in the same spot. Every time you go to wipe your brush, find a cleaner area on your lint-free wipe or paper towel. Continuing to wipe your brush in the same spot where old acrylic is curing is a sure way to push old product back up into your brush. Here's something I say in every class. Wipe your brush every time before going back into your liquid. Ms. T always told us to wipe, and wipe again to make sure you move that product out of that brush. When your brush is clean and free of product, then make sure that before you go back to smooth out that bead, you will be smoothing it out with a clean brush and not with an icky wet brush. When the set is done, the brush still matters. Clean it the right way, use the right solution. Reshape the brush. Let it dry properly. Make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll be the first to know when we drop the video on how we clean our brush and keep it forever. Or at least until we want to buy a new one anyway. Ms. T says, now, she knows some people say never to use acetone, but let us tell you, she's been doing nails for over 33 years, and our brushes last for years with her exact cleaning method. It's not about the acetone itself, it's about how you use it. If you don't do it right, you will ruin your brush. But done correctly, it keeps your bristles clean, soft, and in perfect shape for a long time. We can break it all down step by step, so if you want to see exactly how we do it without damaging your brush, comment, show me down below. Let's be real, because not for nothing, if someone is servicing clients with a brush that looks like that, it screams, I don't really know what I'm doing, and we can't have that.
You go to church, if she ain't got a butt, fucking get a toy. Yeah, you just wanna party, you just wanna lap dance, you just wanna pop up on these guns like you the Batman, you just wanna